Hello and welcome to the Apprenticeships at SGS College presentation. Special welcome if you are joining us on the Meet the Provider event on September the 16th, but this video will be available for future resourcing. My name is John Walker, and for the next few minutes I'm going to take you through the various aspects of apprenticeship provision and support at SGS College for either students, advisors or employers. So here we have our two campuses in the north of Bristol, the Filton campus on the left and the Wise campus on the right. The majority of apprenticeship provision and support, the theoretical aspects of those apprenticeship programs, are supplied by these two campuses. One of the most important aspects of our apprenticeship provision is the team of experienced business apprenticeship advisors that we have on our campuses. These men and women supply key knowledge and understanding to you and really a support network that help you along that process. Specifically, they support employers so that they are prepared to take on apprentices. Often I meet employers who feel that an apprentice is more of a burden than a blessing, and so we can talk them through exactly what sort of job descriptions they need to develop and what sort of areas an apprentice can be well used in. So this is a real learning curve for many employers, and we find this is taken up and appreciated by many. Secondly, we ensure that the role of the job description actually fits the apprenticeship standard so that there are no hiccups or miscommunications further down the line between the employer and the student and ourselves as the training provider. Thirdly, we actually go out and advertise and recruit apprentices for employers, both on our website and through the National Apprenticeship Service, which is a national portal for about 95% of all apprentices in the UK. Fourthly, we conduct health and safety checks on site to the various companies and employers, and this again takes out some of the legwork and some of the possibly onerous aspects of taking on an apprentice, so that we know exactly where our students are going and we can support the employer to get all of the insurances and checks in place before a student gets onto their site. This is especially important during this time of more secure health and safety precautions that we are facing. Fifthly, we interview and assess apprentices, often pre-interviewing them to make sure that they are applying to the right course, the right apprenticeship, and that they are ready, and so they are not going to waste either their time or the employers by being ill fit for an interview before they are accepted on the apprenticeship. We also manage the paperwork for the employer, again taking out some of the legwork and more mundane aspects of the whole apprenticeship program. It's really important to say a little bit about our track record, and we are a large apprenticeship training provider with over 1,200 apprentices on our books. And we want to make sure that if you use our services that you're assured that we have a good track record. So one of the main ways nationally of comparing different apprenticeship providers is through what's called the successful completion statistics. And ours is significantly higher than the national average or that of other West of England colleges. Specifically, nationally, colleges have about 66.7% of successful completion of an apprentice, and independent training providers at about 62%. Other West of England colleges also average about 66%. In the case of SGS, our successful completion is about 75.7% of all apprentices that we take on, which we're very proud of and have won a number of training awards for that. So I want to say a little bit about the makeup of an SGS apprenticeship, especially if you're new to the apprenticeship world and you want to be advising students, parents or employers in this aspect. So there are two main areas. One is to do with the physical content of the apprenticeship, and the other one is to do with the duration, salary and timing. So they're made up. Every apprenticeship is made up of three different compartments. One is the training provider, ourselves, and we provide the theoretical training and the support on site for the apprentice. Then there's the employer and also the apprentice, which is the student. Secondly, what is the weekly learning pattern? Well, that is typically 4 days on the job and 1 day at SGS College, which will be either physically or virtually. We have a very strong virtual presence on our Teams portal, but patterns do vary whilst conforming to 20% mandatory learning for the apprentice. So they're not going to be working for the full week. They will absolutely be given enough time for learning the theoretical and the skills behind that apprenticeship. The duration is 1 to 3 years, depending on the student. Sometimes students can go more quickly through a course than others, and the levels 2, 3, 4, and 5, which we offer. And finally, the salary follows the national standards of pay for apprentices, and that can vary depending on the complexity of the job and the sector that job is in. So, for instance, our IT and cybersecurity apprenticeships do pay a very high premium to students who follow in that area. I'm going to go on now to look at 3 particular areas that we offer our apprenticeships in. The first one is our construction and technical apprenticeships. We have many in this at levels 2 and 3, going from bricklayer level, carpentry and joinery, fire emergency, gas engineering, installation, electrical and maintenance electrician, painters and decorators, plasterers, property maintenance, and wall and floor tilers. Secondly, in our IT and digital apprenticeships, we have level 3 and level 4 apprenticeships, including cybersecurity, network engineering, and software developers. Thirdly, what we call, and we group into a broad professional development apprenticeship, are the accounts, the business, the commercial procurement, our HR support and consultancy apprenticeships, operations departmental manager, and teaching assistants and team leader supervisor apprenticeships. Again, these expand the broad set of levels 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what are the next steps for you if you are interested in approaching us to find an apprenticeship, either for yourself as an employer or as an advisor to advise students? Well, look at the Business Apprenticeship video as an example of our wraparound service, and this you'll find under the resources in our Like to Be portal. Secondly, see the greater detail on each apprenticeship that I've outlined by going to our website, and under the apprenticeships section you can find a detailed description of each apprenticeship. Thirdly, and probably most importantly, use our business advisors or career service for advice for yourself, and they can be contacted in the contact information that I'm going to give on the final slide. And then go ahead and support your students in applying, and remember that we're always here to make sure that you get the right person on the right job. Thank you. Our contact details are below, and so for further information, please contact our team at Apprenticeships at sgscol.ac.uk, or please go on and ask any questions now. We'll be waiting for you to ask anything you'd like to on the Like to Be chat today. And then, as I said before, our website is there and our phone number. So thank you for listening, and I hope you have a really successful time of matching students to employment. Thank you.